waking up to
What is happening, everybody? Crazy March Kid here, and in this video, we are going to be talking about Solo and the future of Star Wars movies. Now, I did go see Solo, A Star Wars Story. I saw that last night. I saw it with a friend. I'm probably going to go see it again because it was really good. I've heard people say it was terrible, and I was like, it was wonderful. Like, it was awesome. I thought it was really good. I thought the story flowed really, really well. I thought that the action was great. There were some comedies stuff in there, and I thought the cameos were like mind-blowing. They were mind-blowing. No, Harrison Ford was not in this movie. But we did get to see the reveal of a Sith Lord. Like, and no, it wasn't Darth Vader. Although, if it was Darth Vader, that would have been awesome. But we got to see Darth Maul. The cameo was Darth Maul, and I was going, he's still alive, like, wow. And the thing with Darth Maul is, if you guys, it kind of ties in with the Clone Wars a little bit, because, like, the animated series, the Clone Wars animated series, because, he's no longer Palpatine's apprentice, you know, after he got, you know, chopped in half by Obi-Wan. Everybody thought he was dead, but he wasn't really dead. He just got chopped up, he got chopped in half, and, you know, he, I guess, lost his way, but he found his way to the underground. So now he is an underground Sith crime lord, if you will. So that's why, and I guess Han's girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, whatever they are in this movie, love interest, is working with the Sith underground crime boss that Darth Maul is, and so we got to see that cameo, and he's got a new double lightsaber. That was pretty cool, and I was like, how does this tie into this movie? But then I saw a explaining a video online about how the ending that explains Darth Maul's reveal and all that other stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And they reference back to the Clone Wars whenever because we all know he's gonna end up dying by Obi-Wan again, so even though he didn't die the first time by Obi-Wan. But that was really interesting. And then the dynamic between Han and Chewie, that was really cool. Like how they met, like how Han met Chewie. And it's funny because in the theater I went with one of my friends, and like she was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Chewbacca! Chewbacca is the Beast!" And I'm going, "The Beast?" I was like, because whenever they threw him in a pit or whatever, and Han's actually when we find him in this movie, he's actually on the Empire side, which is weird because he really doesn't. Han is a rebel. Basically, he's his own man. He wants to get out of the shadows and out of the, you know, the pits, as we say. And he doesn't want to join the rebellion. He doesn't want to join the Empire. He just wants to be a good pilot, and he wants to be, you know, just a good smuggler, all big and bad, a good smuggler, if you will. And so, I guess he was working for he was on the Empire, and he was like a soldier for the Imperials, and so I guess he, like, mouthed off to, like, a comrade or something, and they threw him in this pit or whatever, and basically they told him to go feed the beast, and that's where Chewbacca ends up. So Chewbacca is the beast that they feed, you know, the people who get out of line. They throw them in there and Chewbacca eats them or whatever, because you know how Wookiees are. They can rip an arm off of a soldier, or, you know, whatever. Anyway, but how they met was really cool. I thought it was an interesting. I totally forgot Chewbacca was in this movie, to be honest with you. But that was a cool thing. And then Lando Calrissian, Donald Glover, he was an interesting character. It was funny because I was like, oh man, Billy Dee Williams, baby. Billy Dee Williams, a young Billy Dee Williams. Initially that's what I was thinking. I was like, man. But it was cool. He liked playing poker a lot. He liked to, you know, gamble, and he was really good at it. So, but he cheated. So that's why. And I was like, because whenever they were first doing the gambling scene, I was like, oh, he's gonna win this ship right here. And I was like, yes, he won the Falcon. And then he, like, had that one card thing, and I was like, oh no, he didn't win the Falcon, but he got to fly the Falcon, so that was really cool. I was like, at least Han got to fly the Falcon because Lando got hurt in a battle or whatever. And I don't know if you guys call Han Solo or Han Solo, but some people call him Han, some people call him Han. I call him Han. But, and another interesting fact about this, Han Solo in this movie, he actually didn't, he only had a first name. He never had a second name. And it was funny because one of the, Imperial recruits gave him his last name. He was like, Han what? He's like, just Han. He's like, no one's with you. Solo. So you're going, he's riding solo, or flying solo, more to say. But, yeah, that was cool how Lando and Han, had that exchange of, you know, buddy. Another thing about this movie, Paul Bettany can't seem to get a dying break. And what I mean by that is, he got killed in this movie. Of course, he's like a crime lord, so I expected him to die, but not how he was supposed to die in this movie. But he died in the hands of not Han. I don't believe it was Han. No, I believe it was Han's girlfriend that killed him, or love interest, whatever. But he died as Vision in Avengers, and now he died in Solo. So I was like, oh, give Paul Bettany a break. But, I thought this movie was done very, very well. I really didn't have a problem with this movie. I thought it was a legit, cool, awesome movie. Now, moving on to the future of Star Wars. They left this movie open for a, they have a lot of Easter eggs and references and callbacks to the characters from the Star Wars mythos, which, you know, I wasn't surprised. That was a given. That was gonna happen. Figured that. But, the way that they did everything was just amazing. And I was just like, oh, that's so awesome. And so they left it open for another Star Wars movie. I guess they're doing a trilogy, maybe a solo trilogy, to where it's like Solo 1, Solo 2, Solo 3, and then, you know, but I mean, I don't know if that's how they're gonna actually do it. But at the end, he was like, yeah, I got a big shot gangster that's putting together a crew, and he lives on Tatooine. And I'm like, it's Jabba! It's Jabba the Hutt, and I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, oh, I got so excited. I got so excited. And, the Falcon. Let's talk about the Falcon. The way the Falcon looked in this movie, I was like, man, Falcon in its prime. Sweet. It looked really good, but then I was like, I wonder how it got, like, you know, how it got all his battle scars and stuff. I wonder if it was, like, from flying too much, or if I wonder if it was from the Kessel Run, and it was actually from the Kessel Run, actually. So, and I was like, oh, I see why now, because they were getting sucked into this big vortex in the Kessel Run, and so he's trying to get out of the vortex, and it's just pulling, like, the gravity is pulling, you know, parts off the ship, and I'm like, I see. So, but by the time, you know, they get out of the Kessel Run, the ship is now to the way we know it today, you know, and the one that you see whenever we saw it in The Last Hope. So that was a cool, awesome way how they explained how it, you know, how it's missing parts and how it's looking, you know. But the thing I think that they should do is, if they're opening it for another Star Wars film, what they should do is, the guy who played Han Solo, I can't remember his name, but he did a good job. Like, he did a very good job. I think they should do one for, like, they got one for Solo, so they should do one for Skywalker. They should do one for, and Leia, except call it Organa, because I think that's her last name, Leia Organa, or Princess Leia, or something. I don't know. Either do it that way, or what they could do, and I've been saying this for a long time, is there was a gap between, like, the events, whatever happened after after the Return of the Jedi to The Force Awakens, there was a gap right there, and they aged so much that we don't know what was happening in that middle part, between that gap. So, what they could do is, if they're gonna make another film, and if they're gonna recast, like, young people to play these, to play Luke, Han, and Leia, they just need to recast younger people to play these characters, and just tell the story from after Return of the Jedi. Like, what happened after Return of the Jedi. Just do it from that, because I think that would be cool, because then they could go up to the point where they age so much, and how Luke, became a Jedi Master. He, had Kylo or Ben Solo, how he turned to the dark side, how he met Snoke, all that stuff. But, I mean, I honestly don't think we need any more Solo films from the main characters. I really don't. Because you know how, their origin stories and all that other stuff. But, I mean, I get where if they're going to do anything else, I would much rather see someone, or much rather have a Solo movie from someone that we haven't seen before. Not a main character. Not Han, not Luke, not Leia, not Chewie, not any of them. Although Chewie's backstory would be kind of cool to see. But I hear they're in the works of doing a Princess Leia movie now, and now they might do a Luke Skywalker movie. I don't know. But if they're gonna do one with all of these characters in it, rather than doing their origin stories from, like, because we know how they became to be, these great legends, the trio legends of Star Wars, we know how they became to be, and what they did, and how they defeated the Empire, and how they took down Darth Vader, and all that other stuff. We know how all that worked. We know it's gonna build up to that. So, if they are gonna do another Solo movie, I would just call it Maul, because it's basically, I'd be like Maul, and how Darth Maul, how he, rules the underworld, or, what happened after he got chopped in half by, Obi-Wan, I know they're also coming out with an Obi-Wan movie, which is gonna be cool. So, yeah. Lots of interesting Star Wars theories and things that I could just, ramble on. But anyway, guys, if you guys have not seen Solo, I suggest you see it, and watch it. It's a good flick. Give it a chance and, see where it goes from there. But anyway, guys, if you guys enjoyed this reaction review, whatever you want to call it, my Star Wars thinking ideas, hit the like button, share, and subscribe. If you guys did not enjoy this video, hit the dislike button, subscribe, and share. As always, guys, Crazy March Kid here. I bid you a very good day.